Srila Prabhupada was asked by some people in India, please, Swamiji, show us some miracles. So he said, I'm showing you a miracle. I'm showing you these boys and girls who were formerly addicted to the most sinful habits in the world. And they have completely given them up and dedicated themselves 100% to the service of Krishna. Now you decide, which is the more valuable miracle? To make someone a devotee of God or to give someone some ashes? Which is worth more? I can light a fire here and create heaps of ashes. That doesn't make me God. What difference does it make whether it comes out of my hand or it comes from a match? Ashes are ashes. The value of it is ashes. But God is the controller of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. He has created all the planets and all of the worlds. This is God. Aham bija prapitapita. He's the seed-giving father of everyone. And he knows the mind of everyone. You should go in front of this person. Let everyone go in front and say, please tell me exactly what's on my mind. He can't do it. I'll guarantee you he won't know what's on my mind. Because he doesn't have that power. Only the Paramatma. Only Paramatma has that power. I say to you, sir, that don't take someone as God just by some cheap miracle. I say cheap because it can be done by anyone who has materialistic powers. You should understand, this is called siddhi, yoga siddhi. Yoga siddhi means mystic perfection. There are 8 mystic perfections, and one of them is prapta siddhi. Prapta siddhi means that you can manufacture anything at your own desire. You can bring anything or acquire anything from anywhere at your own will. This is prapti siddhi. Every yogi has this siddhi. There's one planet known as Siddhaloka. All the residents of that planet have all of these cities. Not just that, they have Lagrima siddhi. They can walk on the sun beams up to the sun planet. That's another one of their cities. They can make themselves lighter than the lightest, heavier than the heaviest. They can create an entire universe. And simply because someone manufactures some little ashes on the ground, you bow down and say, you must be God. Try to understand from Shastra. Don't understand. Your senses are not perfect, sir. This is the nature of material life. The senses are imperfect. There's mistakes, there's illusion, and there's a tendency to become cheated. This is 4 defects of conditioned life in Kali Yuga. The senses are not perfect. There is a tendency to make mistakes. Everyone is subject to illusion, and there's a propensity to be cheated and to cheat others. So I have to say to you, sir, that as long as you depend upon your own conditioned intelligence, you're subject to these 4 defects, and therefore you're making a mistake. But if you are Shastra Chaksu, if you see with the eyes of Shastra or Scripture, you'll make no such mistake. Therefore, when I answer your questions, I don't say, well, I never saw it. It doesn't matter whether I saw these miracles or not. When I hear them, I know this is not God. I understand from Shastra, from Vedas, what God is. Even from Bible, from Quran, from Torah, you can understand who God is. You'll never find anyone in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Torah, or the Bhagavad Gita who manufactures some ashes and is worshipped by people as God. You've got to do a lot more than that. Jesus Christ spoke the teachings of the New Testament. Lord Krishna spoke the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Now what teachings new has this person spoken? Why doesn't he speak some new teachings? Why he has to depend upon the real God for his teachings? If he's God, let him make his own teachings up. But someone who's not God, he has to depend upon others for the teachings. Therefore, he's not God, and he should only be understood to be that way. I don't say I'm God. I never would say such a thing. I don't even say I'm the servant of God. I'm just trying to be the servant of my spiritual master, my Guru Maharaj. That's all I want to be. This is my dog tag. I'm the dog of my Guru. I don't call myself God, and no one else calls me God. No genuine Guru ever called himself God, or let any disciple call himself God. That's a genuine guru. I'm amazed to see how people can accept someone as God simply for some little magic show. So what if he got cured from cancer? Did he stop him from dying? Then you can say he's Krishna, because Krishna is known as Mukunda, the giver of liberation. Cancer can be cured by any material means, and so can a deity be made. Anyone can make a murti. You just get some metal and pour it in a mold and produce it with some fire, and you can make a murti also. And you can paint pictures, and you can light a fire and get plenty of ashes. But that doesn't make you God. Don't take God so cheaply. God is loitering in the street. Today there's one incarnation, tomorrow there'll be 100 incarnations. If there's so many incarnations, or he's an incarnation of God, then you answer this question: why is there so much irreligion all over the world? When Krishna was present on this planet, he destroyed irreligion. There was no irreligion because he killed all the irreligious elements. But I say that every single day in the reign of this new God that you are mentioning, irreligion is increasing more and more and more. Then how you can call him God? God comes to destroy irreligion. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Glaniya bhavati bharata. Abhyutanama dharmasya. Tadatmanam sijamyaham. He says, I come to restore religion, but I see irreligion increasing. So how you say he's God? If he's God, why isn't his power destroying all irreligious elements? Instead, he has some millions of people who are bowing down. The blind following the blind. Now your teacher says that he is God, but then why does he sing Krishna bhajans? That means he admits that Krishna is the real God. If he says that he's God, he should sing his own bhajans, but he's singing Krishna bhajan. That means Krishna is actually God. Now how to worship Krishna, that you'll have to learn from the Hare Krishna movement, because this is the standard movement for teaching how to worship Krishna. We don't have a bunch of followers who worship this God and this guru and that guru. Our devotees of the Hare Krishna movement are very clear about who is God. Therefore, they only worship Krishna. They don't follow a little teaching from here and a little teaching from there. This is simply a big hodgepodge. You have so many gods, so many gurus. Utpat. Big hodgepodge of different types of worship. This means many roads, taking so many paths and getting nowhere. We will take one path, straight back to home, back to Godhead. That is our philosophy.
I think if the society continues to expose those cults and the leaders of the cults, it could in a way make people realize that they are not supposed to follow blindly those what you call charismatic leaders or spiritual leaders.
I would only like to state that since I have been a devotee of Lord Krishna ever since my mother was a devotee, I will still be a devotee of Lord Krishna until I live. And I think in my own conscience there is nothing wrong in being not a devotee of Sai Baba, but be a believer in his teachings.
Now you say that you worship Krishna as well as Sai Baba, and that you've worshipped Krishna since childhood. But one thing you should understand, that when you worship Krishna, then you don't worship anybody else. Because Krishna says, Sarvadamam Parityaja, Mamekam Saranam Braja. He says you give up the worship of everyone else and everything else, and you simply worship him. Being a devotee of Krishna is not such a cheap thing that you can worship Krishna, worship this God, worship that God, or this guru and that guru. You make up your mind.
Now I do thank you once again for giving me the right answer and explaining to me. As I have said, that I have never said in my conversation that I also had believed in Sai Baba to be a true incarnation of Lord Krishna. But as I have said, that there are thousands who believe in him as a true incarnation of Lord Krishna. This is what my question was. Now you have given me the right answer, and I thank you once again for explaining to me in detail.